FC Barcelona have defeated Mallorca 3-0 away from home. And since we're going to be talking about the 5 things that we have learned from this game, I want you guys to also comment down below. What are the 5 things that you have learned and some takeaways that you have for this match? And so I will be going first. Point number 1, Barcelona did drop their intensity after going 2-0 up. So despite having an early lead and Mallorca going down to 9 men before halftime, Hansi Flick was not satisfied whatsoever. Like, he knew that Barcelona had a huge advantage. However, he clearly stated during the post-match press conference, and I quote, "The team played at 50% to 60%, and that is not acceptable against 9 players." Clearly, Flick is demanding more hunger and more pace, even though Barcelona is in winning positions. And to be very honest, I also do find this as a huge problem. Barcelona cannot let their guard down. They cannot put their arms down. It doesn't make any sense. And it is not just about knowing that you're going to defeat Mallorca. It's not really about that. It's the fact that you're going to gain this habit. It's going to translate to other games, and you might not be so lucky next time. What if you do this in a match against Levante, or in a match against Valencia, or in a match against Athletic Club? In one of those games, that opponent is going to capitalize off of you putting your arms down. We have seen that through Ronald Koeman's Barcelona, Xavi Hernandez's Barcelona. They have been prone to these type of mistakes. I understand that it is still very early in the season. However, most of these players, I would say like 99% of these players, have not played a real high-intensity league match since May 2025. It has been almost 3 months. The rest is there. The training is also there. And so there is no excuse for us to play at 50 to 60%. If Barcelona have that chance to make it 3-0 before the halftime, you must take that chance. If you have a 4-0 chance in the second half, you must make it 4-0, make it 5-0, 6-0. And here's going to be another thing. You just never know if you're going to be in a predicament where you're tied with Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid in terms of points, and the only thing that is dividing you is the amount of goals that you have scored. Can you imagine? The only thing that is dividing us between all other teams at the top, let's say like 7 months later, is the amount of goals that you have scored in the league. You would have wished that you have scored more goals going back to this match against Mallorca. So it's very important. And so I expect for FC Barcelona to come in with full intensity, full pressing, high tempo for the remaining 30 to 32 matches in the league. Moving on towards point number 2, I really do think that Lamine Yamal and Raphinha have the best chemistry in the world, and it is only getting better. We have only seen a glimpse of what Yamal and Raphinha can do together. Yamal did assist Raphinha in the opener with a gorgeous curling cross, and with Raphinha ending that play with a header, scoring the first goal, bringing Barcelona 1-0 up against Mallorca. And honestly, I wasn't surprised. Like, when I saw Yamal make that pass to Raphinha, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, we have seen this multiple times last season, because last season they had over 55 goal contributions together. Clearly, Hansi Flick knows how to use these 2 players. They are the cornerstone to Flick's project. I love the fact that Lamine Yamal is really starting to see that he is the creator, he is the dribbler, he is the one that can score those goals in very tight spaces, while Raphinha is becoming a better finisher, a better space exploiter, somebody who can meet those through balls by Lamine Yamal. A lot of this does remind me of Messi and Neymar's partnership. However, in terms of level, obviously you can't compare those 2 players. I mean, we'll see. I think that Yamal can reach those heights. As for Raphinha, he's going to do his very best, and his very best is enough to make Barcelona successful. So I'm very happy for Yamal and Raphinha and what they have been able to do. This is why I do continue to say that for Marcus Rashford, it's going to be very hard for him to take out Raphinha from his position. Rashford does like to play on the left wing, and if you're going to tell me that you have the capacity to defeat Raphinha and bench him, you're going to have to do way more than just exploit spaces and make those runs down the line. You have to do much more than that. Find key passes. You also have to run down the line to defend. You have to press very well. You have to be the first presser. You have to be one hell of a shot-taking professional. You have to do so much more. And speaking about Marcus Rashford, this is what's going to lead us towards point number 3. Marcus Rashford made his official debut for Barcelona. He got subbed in on the 69th minute. Rashford became the first English player to appear for Barcelona's first team since Gary Lineker in 1989. It has been a very long time. And even though his cameo was a little quiet, like he could not really do much, Flick also acknowledged that the reason why, and one of the biggest contributing factors, was because of Mallorca's deep block. They only had 9 men, so obviously they all sat back, and Rashford, somebody who has been so used to running to open spaces and also not encountering like deep blocks, when he did find this deep block situation, he's like, what the heck is this? Like, I have never encountered this in the Premier League. A lot of this just reminded me of Kylian Mbappe. When Kylian Mbappe first came to Real Madrid after making that transfer from PSG, he went on to play his first league matches in La Liga, and he's like, bro, I don't understand this. Like, what is this defending? I have never ever had this type of complications back in League 1. But all of this has to do with just adapting, giving it time. Marcus Rashford is going to need a lot of patience, a lot of time. He's going to have to really study how the league does function. He's going to have to really try to analyze with Flick how he can get the best out of himself in whatever position that he can take, whether it's the striker position or on the left wing position. Because also, let me tell you, Ferran Torres is making a name for himself as a number 9. So not only is he finding it difficult to find minutes on the left wing position against Raphinha, but now in the striker position, you're going up against Lewandowski, Lewandowski, one of the best goal scorers in the world, and you also have Ferran Torres, who was actually showcasing that he can be a real threat up top. Like, where the hell is Rashford going to play? So speaking about Ferran Torres, that's what's going to lead us towards the next one. Point number 4, Ferran Torres scored a goal against Mallorca, and it came with a lot of controversy, right? The coach was just so pissed off. And I'm talking about the Mallorca coach. He was just so pissed off because he just did not understand why the play continued and why Ferran Torres' goal got allowed even though one of his defenders was on the ground. However, Flick stated this: I always tell my team to keep playing until the referee stops the game. And that's very true. It's very much facts. Like, if the ref does not say anything and he does not stop the play, regardless of whoever's on the field, you have to keep playing. Mallorca, in this instance, they stopped playing. They did not want to play, and the ref did not say nothing. He said, keep going. Like, who cares? Like, keep going, let the play finish. But Mallorca's like, no, we're not going to play. And to Mallorca and to any other opponent, that does not matter. If the ref says play, the play is still on, and Barcelona follow the rules, and this is why they have been able to score the other goal. And it was an amazing goal coming from Ferran Torres, who shot into the top left corner. I knew that when Mallorca was furious and I saw the coach like trying to complain to the ref, I was like, I knew like what was going to happen. I knew that Mallorca is not going to want to play football, that the coach is already very heated, and if the coach is heated, can you imagine what the players of Mallorca is going to feel? Like, already they're not looking at a good example. So these players from Mallorca were going to be heated. They're going to do ridiculous fouls like what they did against Joan García by kicking his forehead, and that's why they ended up with not one but two red cards. So I knew it was going to be a dirty game. Like, this whole thing about Mallorca and them trying to play their football, they were not trying to play football. What they were trying to do is like harm us and take away points from us. I don't understand that, but this is their fault. That is why they lost against us. That is why they conceded 3 goals at their home. And so now lastly, I want to end it with point number 5, which is going to be Barcelona's backups stepping up when it really did matter. And I know this is going to sound strange, but for now, Joan García is considered as a backup to whatever goalkeepers Barcelona do have right now. And I say that because Joan García is very new, and very quickly Joan García is not going to be a backup player in Barcelona's squad. And I can already see that within the first game, because in this match against Mallorca, he had 1 save. His pass accuracy was 100%. He had 1 clean sheet already, and his composure to give Barcelona security was really, really good. Something that I have not seen from Ter Stegen in a very long time. And there were moments in this game where I saw Joan García come out of his goal, came out of the box, as a matter of fact, to try and get the ball, and then he made it like a straight pass, a through pass through the whole midfield line of Mallorca, and it landed towards Raphinha, I believe. And I'm like, I have not seen this type of like goalkeeper energy since like 2015. This guy is insane. And obviously the same thing with Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres is also considered a backup to Lewandowski, and he scored a goal. And that is going to be the bottom line. It is a win, not a perfect performance, but we can build from here. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.